Morning everyone. Dave and Steve here from West Virginia. We're going to be checking out Steve's scope today. I'm going to try and show you all proper mounting procedures for the Arken Optics 6-24-50 Gen 4 first focal plane scope. We've already done the unpacking so that y'all have seen it before. I'm going to let Steve go ahead and take it out of the box here. And while he's doing that, we're going to pause real quickly here. Here's a look at some of the tools you may need to do this endeavor. You have your Wheeler Gunsmith screwdriver set and your Wheeler Fat Wrench torque wrench. First thing that we need to do is we need to torque down the base here, and according to the torque specifications for this weapon, which is, by the way, a Barrett 6.5 Creedmoor Fieldcraft, it's 28 to 30 inch-pounds of torque on these. So we'll start on the back. Alright, that leaves them all torqued there. Very next thing we need to do is set up the rings. Alright, we have the scope mounts themselves, the rings, the base is mounted, and we have the rings on top here. We're just going to snug them up, and this is just guesswork exactly where they're going to go. It's going to depend on Steve's eye relief that he wants. We're going to torque everything down until we get a good idea of where we want the scope. We'll tell you that these mounting screws here, it is a funny Torx. It's a T25 Torx. Alright, it looks like we're mounted good there. We're going to need to set the scope down on there and have to get Steve looking at his eye relief here. It means poor boy has to get up out of his chair. Yeah, bring it to you.
That's far to coming there?
Yeah, that's as far as it's coming.
What? Bring it back.
Well, it's catching on the back one, Steve. Now you're at 24 here. Let's get you down to 6 so you can see the actual eye relief that you want. You want her out of there?
No, we'll be alright here.
Steve has sat there and got his eye relief proper on there. We've got the scope centered as to both up and down and side to side. Let me show you the bubble here if I can get this other camera working. As you can tell, we are technologically challenged here. Let's see if I can go through a mode and just get a picture of this. We don't need to video it. Back to video. Alright, it looks good. Alright, the next step that we're going to do is actually torque everything to the specifications. The actual top of the scope ring gets torqued down to 18, and it's very nice that they write it right on there for you what it is. The base mounts get torqued down to 30. And again, it's nice that they write it right on there for you as to what it's supposed to be. So at this point, we'll go ahead and torque it down. And I'm going to leave one camera going while we do this. Actually, I'll leave two. And we will see how this goes. Now, when Steve put mine together, he put the Arken Optics logo upside down. But that's okay. I've got it right on his.
Well, we can't be perfect.
No. Notice I'm doing a cross pattern of snug on here. I don't think it's really necessary, but it's a good habit to get into. Make sure everything else is snugged. Okay, now we're going to actually torque the base first. I'm going to have to get around Steve here. And the base goes to 30 pounds. So 30 pounds it is. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's dead nuts 30. Steve, hold the gun for me. Alright, that's the base done. Oops, lost the video over here. Let's see what's going on. Alright, we're back over here again, and I'm going to kind of tilt this way so you can see us. Going to be torquing the top, and they are to be torqued at 18 inch-pounds. And again, I'm going to do a cross pattern on that. You should always take your torque wrench all the way back down to 0 before you reset. Alright, down to 0, and we're coming up to 18 pounds. Right about there. Let's see if you can get a look at that. 18 pounds. And let me make sure this is still recording. Yep. Alrighty. Again, I'm doing a cross pattern. And that's got it, I'm pretty sure. The next stage that we're going to be going to is actually sighting it in. And what we usually do is we'll throw a laser down the bore and line it up. We need to also figure what the scope height is on this here, and the formula for doing that is taking half the size of the bolt, half the size of the tube, add those two together, and then measure the distance between the top of the bolt and the bottom of the tube and add that in too. That'll give you your scope height on there. And the way to do it is just to eyeball it, and we might do that for right now for just our sight in purposes. We will be back in a minute here. I'm going to pause everything and set up everything again. Thank you all for your patience with our technologically challenged West Virginians. The two lines you see on the target there, the distance between those is the same as the scope height. We have down the barrel of the rifle right now a laser, and what we're trying to do is sight it in for approximately 50 yards. So the top line is where we're setting the crosshairs of the scope, and the bottom line is where we want the red dot to be, and I think you can clearly see the laser on there right now, and that's how we've got it set. And that should get us within a decent enough range at 50 yards to get it sighted in a little better. Hi folks, thanks for watching Steve's and my video on Arken optic scopes. We enjoyed setting it up, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. Thanks.